That's really the answer.
What about the fact that there are different systems of ethics and they vary from culture to culture?
I just said that.
That's what I'm saying.
You weren't listening. A sentence ago, I said that.
We have not solved the dilemma.
No, that's the problem. Right. We have not solved the problem making it ethical. We have not solved the problem of taking carbon dioxide and methane out of the air. We haven't solved that problem either.
But we do have a new technology to do it, you had mentioned.
Well, there are several companies that are working on taking carbon dioxide out of the air and making it solid and injecting it into the salt rock. That they're doing in a small way. What you need are huge scrubbers or something. Why isn't there a Manhattan Project of all the scientists in the world working like crazy to help get us out of this mess? We've got technology going this way and global warming going this way. We're at the crossroads. We put up the Webb telescope. We put up the Webb telescope. They searched for funds for the Webb telescope. $9 billion to park the Webb telescope in the Lagrange, which is an area.
Depends on which Lagrange.
I was doing a show in which I had to learn to kayak down a number 5 rapids. They started me off at 1. And you do the Eskimo roll. I don't think it's called the Eskimo roll anymore, but whatever it's called, it's easily flipped, and then you flip back up. And so 1, 2, 3. Finally, I got to 5, and I flipped under, and I couldn't get out, and I scrambled as best I could out of the kayak, and got to the top. And they said, "Would you do it again?" I said, "Yes, I think I know how," and I was able to do it. The reason I tell you about kayaking is, as the current goes downstream, on the edges of the current, the friction of that current going against the shore causes a back current, so that the Native Americans, for example, paddling upriver will stick close to the sides, and frequently there's a current going upstream, narrow but serviceable. That's how they were able to navigate downstream and upstream. So the kayak, why am I telling you this? For what?
The kayak is a simple.
So Lagrange. So in the gravitational forces between the sun and the earth, there are little eddies of gravitational where it's less gravitation. And they park, how they would know it was there is beyond me, but they parked the Webb telescope in one of the areas called Lagrange, where there was less pull on the instrument, so it would use less energy staying in orbit.
It's like an equilibrium.
Yes.
Yes, the gravitational forces, if not equilibrium, less pull towards the sun or towards the earth.
So it'll kind of sit there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, the $9 billion spent on the Webb telescope was done for one reason only, and that is pure knowledge. We human beings have this extraordinarily demented brain. We are half vicious. I don't even want to say animal-like. We're half despicable, and the other half is holy. We're half and half, and we're at war in those halves. You see it in politics, you see it in families, you see it in crime, you see it in the culture, you see it in society. We're at war with ourselves all the time. We were reptilian brains coming down from the trees and gradually learned ethics and morality. And that war has taken us to literal wars and and warlike. But we don't have any time for that now. We're at a crossroads where our society is is being threatened in its entirety. It is existential. Or you make my phone work. And technology gets us through it.
If the world is going to be a good place to do that, because there are a lot of forces keeping us from
Everybody here,
making that progress.
everybody is here because of Star Trek, whose very bases are these things I'm talking about.
Altruism.
Yes, but it's altruism, but it's also a passion, a need, a desire for information, a curiosity that struck us coming out of the tree and what's down there and how far can I walk and what's beyond the horizon. That's what's behind the horizon in mankind has propelled us to my phone.
Here's monkeys.
But you pose the fact that we have a challenge with global warming, and we're going to need a more altruistic society to get to that goal, as long as there are big money interests that control fossil fuels and other things that contribute to pollution.
Yes.
Don't we need a more altruistic world?
Well, altruism, I don't know whether that's the exact right word, but we need to be aware. We need to be aware of the truths, and the truths are self-evident. I've heard that phrase somewhere, and I'm telling you. The truths are self-evident, and for somebody to deny global warming now is insanity. I mean, we're burning.
Thank you.
Well, that makes sense to us.
That's to us. The people who don't believe in global warming for one reason or another, either because it's practical not to, or because they really do believe that you don't have to pay the rent or pay the mortgage. You could not think about it, kick it down the road, and eventually your house will be possessed and you'll be on the dole. No. There is a basic intelligence, I believe, in everybody. And it's a matter of getting through to it. And I think most of you here are of that intelligence. That's why you're here. That's my appeal.
You are always at the cutting edge of technology.
Listen, I've got a cutting edge of technology.
You got another one?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.